Agada.
Mbijan aganya.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la.
Ha, code nyenji.
Okay. Korsa. Nsila ID soto.
Ah, sa so. Sorry. Agada.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara Allah service o tariaka.
Ah,
mbare ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Ah, jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Ah. Birim koyna fo kato
bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolon blabe
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam
ha
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol nko kodo kiya bele kodo sifa fo palindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto ni kodi maraw jannam number 1 di nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi mani domorol dir fana be teat Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moyo diat
apelenta
baraka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina
yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
baraka
Owning your dream homes, EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151, or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Hello and welcome to the brunch on Kerr Fatou Live. I am Lamin Cham, and wherever you are watching us from, it's a warm welcome to another edition of our weekly current affairs program. This week, our focus is on the former ruling party, the APRC of former President Jammeh. Now, the party has been in the news in the recent weeks and days when news emerged that the party is in negotiations with political parties, including President Barrow's NPP, with a view of forming an alliance to contest the December 2021 presidential elections. However, since, like I said, the news emerged, there have been strong voices of some members of the party who are not just opposed to the idea, but in fact accuse the executive committee of running a personal agenda, including, of course, trying to enrich themselves. And some outrightly said that President Barrow should not be trusted with an alliance with the APRC. Now, I'm glad to say I have in the studios prominent and key members of that school of thought who believe that President Jammeh actually is not in favor of the APRC aligning with any party, particularly the NPP, in the coming elections. Recently, of course, much recently, Modou, Mbowe, a staunch supporter of the party and very well known for being the former managing director of the Daily Observer, made claims that he actually spoke with President Barrow, President Jammeh, that is, who, after successfully running a negotiation mission in CRR, spoke to him in front of a witness where he categorically said the party will not form an alliance with any political party, especially President Barrow's NPP. Now, the executive committee of the APRC have come out with a statement categorically denying that Mr. Mbowe ever spoke with President Jammeh, former President Jammeh, and raising, of course, many other issues. The executive committee maintained that whatever they are doing had the tacit support and knowledge of former President Jammeh. So, whose side are we to believe? Well, at least we have these members of this school of thought have been describing. And I must say from the very beginning that I reached out to the executive committee of the APRC to be here in the studio and to have their views about the issues. But Deputy Spokesman Lubija said the position, the attitude of the executive is that Mr. Mbowe and his colleagues in the other school of thought are just members expressing their opinion, and they can go ahead and freely express their opinion, but they don't think it's relevant and important to engage them on issues. And that's the executive committee still remains the only organ of the party which forms decisions and acts in the interest of the party with the knowledge and backing of former President Jammeh, and that Mr. Mbowe and his colleagues are just members or sympathizers who are just expressing their views. So that has been the position of the APRC. That is why, according to spokesman, Deputy Spokesman Lubija, they did not feel it, or he personally did not feel it relevant to be in the studio to engage in this discussion. So I'm pleased to announce once again that I have Mr. Modou, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Lamin.
And I have Amie Jatta. Well, Amie Jatta, as you can see, no stranger to APRC. Even I must admit, even APRC executive members told me yesterday that, well, they don't know about Mr. Mbowe, they don't know where he probably was. But as for Amie, yes, they admit that Amie is through and through APRC. So even the executive confirmed that you are definitely APRC. So your voice then should matter, I think. But let's start with Mr. Mbowe. Okay. Now, let's begin with the whole thing from the surface. The APRC seems to be going through a crisis since the news came out that they are negotiating with President Barrow's NPP, you know, which included conditions such as return of our vehicles, of our accounts, President, you know, the return of President Jammeh, etc., etc. But then there seem to be voices such as yours, those in the diaspora, and very strong feelings, very strong audios we have, which seems to suggest that the party is, to put it mildly, splitting over this decision. Is that not the case?
Thank you very much, Lamin, for having us on Brunch. I actually like the name Brunch. I hope we're going to have lunch afterwards. Right. Lamin, first of all, I would like to wish every APRC member from Babili Mansa to the last person, myself, a happy July 22nd anniversary. And actually, it's our 27th anniversary. And I also wish to may Jannah be the final abode of my auntie, who was laid to rest yesterday in the afternoon. Auntie Musu Balde, she was the wife of the late Jatta Balde, which everybody knows. Yes, it's my uncle. So honoring the invitation, that's why I'm here today, but I shouldn't be. And that would really clear the doubts, because I have nothing absolutely to hide. You know, Lamin, you can ask me any question. I mean, if it is private. I'm just giving you the go-ahead on the mic.
Do you agree that there is a problem with the APRC?
There has been
over this decision, or over this announcement by the executive committee that they are engaging President Barrow's NPP with a view of forming alliance, and claiming that this is really supported by former President Jammeh.
Lamin, there has been problems within the APRC for the longest time. Maybe it is surfacing now, it's coming out now. The issue of this alliance, the likes of Suleiman Singhul Nyasi spoke about them. This is like a couple of years ago. And, they try to, create conflict between, they lied to President Jammeh at the time he was speaking to them, and, for him to even expel these guys from the party. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because anybody who suss them out, boss them out on their track, they try to create problem for you and lie to President Jammeh about you. It has been happening. The likes of Kitim Jaju, the likes of Suleiman Singhul Nyasi, the Amie Ba, we've all seen that before. It was all about this that they were talking about. This alliance that, they were whining and dining with the NPP. Now, the issue of Modou Mbowe now going to CRR.
We will come to that. But then, what has been the position? Okay, you said people like you, Singhul Nyasi, Kitim and others, and Amie Ba, they had problems with them only because if you take on the executive on an issue, or you try to criticize them, and they felt insecure, then they tell President Jammeh that these people are renegades, we have to sack them, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
Okay, but then the executive had said that you people still belong to that Amie Ba camp, Amie Ba, who wanted to overthrow, according to them, the executive, and he was expelled. They still believe that you people still have that grievance. That is why whatever the executive is doing, you go out, make opinions and audios and criticize them unfairly.
My brother, I'm not in any camp. I'm in the APRC, headed by President Jammeh. The Right Honorable Fabakary Tombong Jatta is our interim party leader. President Jammeh trust him and entrust him with the party.
But why don't you seem to trust him then?
Who said so?
Okay.
We trust him up to a certain level.
Okay.
Up to the extent that they don't want any criticisms. I will tell you the reason why I don't trust Fabakary anymore, and this is my personal opinion, from my personal experience. This is nothing to do with Amie Ba. What the crisis of Amie Ba and Suleiman Singhul Nyasi, I wasn't part of it.
But you were supporting Amie Ba's camp?
No, I've never been. Nobody has ever. Nobody can even show you or anywhere in the social media or anywhere that Modou was there supporting the X, Y, or Z. I am where I was when President Jammeh was here in the country. When he left, I was at the Daily Observer when no APRC was in employment. Right? I was the last man standing.
You were the last man.
Up till October. That of 27 when they closed, and that was caused by somebody who is even in the executive right now.
Okay, we will come to that. So it's It seems like, I mean, you still haven't told me exactly where do you think the executive had a problem? Because the executive was elected at a Congress. And this Congress was certainly endorsed by President Jammeh. I mean, and for all good and purpose, we have not had him say that this executive is not, I'm not in support of them. Maybe they do it discreetly, but nobody has ever had him say that, come on, this executive is working against my principles, or stuff like that. What we had is different people, such as you and executive members, you know, having different opinions now, very public. We don't know who to believe now.
Well, I mean, I don't think, you know, you can take out any audio that Modou is talking publicly about, you know, the national executive. Really and truly, you ask me the questions and I'm answering the question now.
What's your problem against the executive?
I don't have any problem. They have problem with me.
And what is the problem?
The problem is I am doing their job, what they are supposed to do, and they don't like it.
I see.
I have been going around the country. This is not now.
Okay.
Like from last year.
Let's come straight to this one, the CRR project that you said you successfully concluded, and where you spoke to, President Jammeh, former President Jammeh, of course. Well, in America, once you are president, you are always the president. So, what actually happened in CRR? Your executive committee in CRR. What was the problem that you went to settle?
Well, the problem started. The problem was a long time ago.
Oh, it was a long.
It was a long time ago. Now, last year I went on a tour. Yeah, back to the State House tour. If you were following the social media,
yes, I followed that.
Okay,
road back. You call it
back to State House tour. Okay. Now, this was my own initiative.
Initiated that?
My own initiative. That was not the executive.
Oh, so all what we are hearing, the road back to State House, was your initiative?
Even the name, I gave the name. Oh. I was working with Cham at the time. Okay. You know, at EU branch. Okay. Yeah. Yes. When I put it to Cham, he said to me, "Pa, this is a fantastic idea. We had this idea, me and my wife, but we never had somebody who was going to go to do it on the ground. And now here you are telling me, Pa, you got my support." I said, well, whether support or not, I am going.
So what happened at Sierra?
Now, when I went to Koina, I started from Koina, right down to Banjul. Every pocket, every facet of the regions, I've been to resuscitate the party and their militants. Because for 4 years, we've been in opposition, which is unfamiliar territory for us, because we started as a ruling party. You understand? So when I came all the way from Koina to CRR, now that's when I started to see actually what was going wrong. And you know, we had this guy, the late Malang Saibo. Excuse me, we have to say it because we have to clarify everything.
Yes.
The late Malang Saibo, who dispossessed me. I was meant to have when I finished URR, obviously from URR you're coming to CRR. And the first stop in CRR was Santanto, or East Santanto. Yeah. Now, Santanto, I never knew even the name Santanto. Okay. I never knew. But the guy, the late Malang Saibo, you know, gave me the itinerary. He didn't give it to me directly. Yeah. He gave it to Cham, who was my coordinator in Germany. He is in Germany, but he was controlling the radio, APRC diaspora radio. Now, I was only going by the itinerary given to me by Cham. Yeah? Yeah. Because it's a team. Okay. Just like you're working with your team right now. Okay. Yeah? They're doing this and you're doing that. You're doing the talking. Exactly. Now I was on the ground and they were not. They were at the radio. You know, making sure whatever is it that information that I collected, yeah, they pass it through to the radio and, you know, create excitement. Exactly. for the militants. Okay. Now everybody was jolly and rosy about it until I sourced out the problem. Now I was dispossessed in Santanto and that cost me 2 nights, 48 hours.
When you say you're dispossessed by Malang Saibo, what did he do exactly to you?
Well, he was meant to organize the meeting that I was supposed to conduct. I was supposed to do, and he never does.
Okay. He was
and he stalled me in Basse.
He was deputy chairman or chairman?
The chairman of the region. Deputy. He was deputizing Alaji Omar Mbowe. Okay. Now, Alaji Omar Mbowe gave him that, well, obviously he is that patriotic, so he said, Malang, carry on, do the honors, you know, because he is the guy who is a team player. He wants everybody to take part, and that is Omar Mbowe. Maximum respect to him, you know, and his team. Now, when the late Malang Saibo stalled me and said to me, Pa, wait for my call. Lamin, listen to what I'm saying. Wait for my call. Yeah. I decided to do so. I was in Basse for 2 days, 48 hours. It cost me more than I should spend. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the end, I have to say, I have to call Omar Mbowe. He switched both of his phones off, so I couldn't get hold of him. So I called Omar Mbowe and the chairman, his boss, and said to him, listen, can you please try and call Malang for me? Because I am here for 48 hours. I am spending more. I am going to places that is not even in my itinerary. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's costing me money because I cannot go to people empty-handed just to interview them and just get information without even dashing them, buying credit for them or do something. So it was costing me more. Now, when Omar Mbowe tried to reach him, that was to no avail. He said to me, listen, Pa, if you want to come, well, we have already organized for your lodging and your food and everything here in Janjambure. Because that was my next stop from Santanto.
Okay.
So I decided to go after 48 hours, after 2 days.
Yeah. And this is your road back to State House.
That was the
campaign.
back to the State House tour, which the NEC just gave me their blessings. I just asked for their blessing. They never gave me a penny. They don't give me a car, neither petrol to do so.
Okay.
Actually, as a matter of fact, they didn't like it because in the end, you will get their reaction of that.
All right. So, in other words, you started this Road to State House campaign, your own initiative, your own
my own car,
and
actually.
your own car, and it was getting momentum. You felt that the executive committee didn't like it because it should have been their job in the first place.
Absolutely. We have a mobilizer general. We have we have a deputy for that post as well.
So they weren't doing it. You did it on
Well,
your own.
have you ever had our mobilizer
Well,
general?
I heard about the road, but I thought it was
No.
collective.
Do you? I'm asking you a question. Have you ever heard within these 4 or 5 years, 4.5 years? Did you ever heard Yankuba Koli going around the country?
Okay, now that could,
Have you heard it?
No, but
Thank you.
That could also be problems like they had a congress in Buyam.
That was a congress. I'm taking you for them to be
Tours.
going around the tour.
Well, tours, they involve money and organization, perhaps. But what do you say to this point that the problem with CRR was that Malang Saibo as deputy was more active than Mbowe? That's what we heard from the point of view of certain executive members. They said, if you give instructions to the chairman, Mbowe, allegedly, he would not act on it. It's Malang Saibo who was more of, a more proactive member, of the committee than the chairman. So therefore, whatever instructions they give to the chairman, they copy it to Malang Saibo who actually acted on it. So you are a supporter, sympathizer of Mbowe. That's why you undermine the late Malang Saibo. And then you still have that grievance with you. That's why you going around doing things independent of the executive, undermining the executive.
Is that a question or a comment?
Yeah, well, that's what they said.
Well, they said,
Yes.
well, I can tell you categorically that's not true.
Okay.
It is not true. It is a false statement because the bad workman always quarrel with their tools.
Okay.
And this is a fact.
All right.
I am saying this, bro.
So when you went to CRR, how did you fix the problem? What did you exactly do?
I did not actually fix the problem. I highlighted them. I highlighted the problem to my coordinator who was Cham. Oh, he is still Cham. He's still there. He's alive.
Okay. So you said Mr. President Barrow asked you, President Jammeh asked you to buy colonels to take their...
No, this is later. This is
That's
very
later.
recent.
That's very
very recent.
Yeah.
You were asking me about, this was last year.
Of the but now, this recent one, when you had to buy colonels and go there.
Do you want us to scrap that one and just
No.
talk about the recent one?
You are giving the history of the problems.
Yeah, because you said that, you gave me a preamble of what they said about Malang Saibo and, me citing.
Okay.
I did not cite nobody. At the time, I don't know Malang Saibo. At the time, I don't know Omar Mbowe. I don't know neither of them.
Okay.
But I sourced out a problem because I was on the ground. And I highlighted the problem to Sehu Cham, who promised me that he was going to speak to Fabakari.
Okay.
And for them to come and solve the problem out. This was before the by-election.
By-election, yes.
And the end result at the by-election proved exactly what I told them to go and sort out, of which they never did.
I see.
Because at the 11th hour, the candidate that late Malang Saibo picked, he crossed carpet. On the 11th hour, he said that he cannot contest under the APRC ticket.
He had to do it with GDC.
No, NPP.
MPP.
So the late Malang Saibo was working for NPP inside APRC.
Okay.
And this was actually what is surfacing now, which we were talking about 2-3 years ago. And now it is coming out in the open.
Okay.
My brother, just listen to me.
Okay.
I am on abolition. No, brother, listen.
Everybody's
I don't
listening.
lie to nobody.
I know.
I don't lie to nobody. I don't need no position from nobody. I don't need it. If I do, I will apply for it. I am a citizen of this country.
So, well, you know, what if somebody asks you, okay, where were you, in the APRC when, all those struggles were on? We know, of course, Jatta, we know people like Amul Nyasi, we know Fabakary Tomo, we know Yankuba Koli, we know about all those things. Where was Modou? Let me bring you President Barrow's famous question. Where were you at the time? Where were you? Why did you service it now?
At what time?
Well, when the struggle was on. Actually,
What struggle?
You were later known, probably with your association with the Daily Observer and a little bit before that. Yeah, but people who have been in the struggle said you were not known to be APRC. Why are you today claiming to be a person of clout and a person of a big wig in the party? They said you just out to defy or to form a defiant group against the executive.
Well, like I just said, the bad workman always quarrel with their tools. But Mbowe, if you ask me, Lamin.
Yeah, where were you?
Well, thank you. I was around from 1997. 1997, that's when I actively joined APRC. That was my first holiday here, because 1994, I was in England.
Yes.
I was in here. When my mom came to England in 1995, she sold APRC to me. She sold Jammeh to me, and I bought it.
And since then,
So,
you become
no, come on. Let me just tell you. You asked me the question,
Yeah.
where was I?
Sure.
Lamin, in 2002, I was the vice president of Region 1, APRC. But you know why? People didn't know, because I did not need the post. I told them from when they gave me the post. I said, I don't need it. They said, no, listen, mister, this job is yours. Then there was this big heavyweight, like Conte, Yankuba Toure, the Mberry Sow, who is still there. You can ask Mberry Sow. She was our secretary, our mobilizer at the time. When I was the vice president, she was the mobilizer. Mberry Sow will never say this. But they will say it, the ones that came to APRC in 2013, the likes of Rambo, the likes of Duruja, they saw face in 2016, 2017. You understand? After APRC lost, they are the impasse APRC. That's right. But
Rambo called him.
Well, he is referring to himself.
Well, okay, we will have some bit of what he's had to say about this thing. But then let's move on.
No, you're asking me. Let me just figure. Can I just land?
I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay. Now, from there, I continue doing that post, but I categorically hand it back to them to say that, well, I am a hustler. I am still in UK. My family is there. I cannot stay here for a good 5 years without going back to UK. Give the job to somebody who lives here, who can, actively be there and do the job. Even though, in as much as you trust me with the job, they entrusted me with the job, I don't want to do it. Lamin, let me tell you one thing, and I will stand by this, because like I tell you, I am on abolition. In Serekunda West, so the late Suleiman Diouf, he never contest an election. Do you know why? We campaign and unopposed in Serekunda West.
Yeah.
I was the most crucial, the most important, the most influential person. Now, Abdoulaye Conte, Major Abdoulaye Conte, can be a proof to this. Ajahn Beriso can be a proof to this.
Were you ever a card holding supporter or member of the APRC?
Card holding in what sense?
What I mean is, actually, somebody who is definitely true and true APRC, somebody who was at least a ward committee member, regional committee member, etc.
I don't want to be a ward committee member or anything. I want to be an active, a pillar of the party, to support the party. If I am the vice president of Region 1, so obviously, what position, what more else do you want me to be? The president of the country? I mean, come on.
All right, so let's come up to the recent
position that was not. Okay. It was big. It was everything. If I was somebody who is looking for position, I would have been, yes, I am this, I'm that. I am this, I'm that. I am not that kind of person. I would like to do things. I like to do things. I like to make things happen. Just like when I sat down in my house and think about our party being an opposition for 4 good years, and our executive did not go and reach out to them. I start my car, put my gas oil in it, and drove all the way to Koina to touch base, to talk to our people, to find out what they have been going through.
All right, now,
what solutions do they need right now to resuscitate the party?
Okay.
And they didn't like it.
All right. You are in the...
And I don't care.
You are in the same league with the likes of Suleiman Singul Nyas, Lamin Tamba, and others that the executive always say are renegade members who are just poisoning the minds of the party and confusing supporters, trying to get them to disrespect or be disloyal to the executive that was elected from the National Congress. I mean, and what do you make of those criticisms? You are causing confusion.
Lamin, if your staff here, all of them unanimously agree for you to lead them, Lamin, whilst doing your job, you start to falter.
Okay.
You start to, derail yourself, looking at your own personal interest, not the interest of the staff. Do you think the staff will still be there for you, Lamin?
Okay, that's a good point. So we will come to those. We'll come to those exact things.
I'm glad that you are so gentleman.
We'll come to those things. Now the bone of contention. Now let's come to that. That is, should the APRC ally with NPP or any other political party, or should they not? Is President Jammeh in favor of an alliance with the NPP or not? This seems to be the bone of contention now. Okay, let's go a little bit to Deputy Party Leader Rambo Jatta. We had an interview here in another program of Kerr Fatou, the main Kerr Fatou program that's also shared on GRTS platform, and that was aired just Thursday. He was trying to address issues such as the ongoing negotiations and the role of the executive as it relates into ex-president Jammeh, and like you said, he mentioned what he called the so-called impasse politicians. you were saying that he's referring to himself, but then he said those are politicians who came just after the 2016.
Well, when did Rambo come to APRC?
Well, he admitted he was UDP up to 2010, he said. He admitted that, yes.
No, 2010 Rambo was not APRC.
Well, he said
even the 2011 election.
2010, I think.
No, he came in 2013. Okay. That's when he came to APRC.
All right, let's have a little bit of what he had to say about these issues. So we go to see Deputy Party Leader Rambo Jatta.
We had a Congress in 2018.
Yeah.
In Biam. And we have another one in Paradise Hotel. In January 2021. And we were directed by our Congress delegates to go after our vehicles and our frozen accounts that President Barrow have. And
the government or President Barrow? The government seized?
No, indirect President Barrow.
Okay.
Whether it is the government,
Yeah.
Kabring Abiamta Kumas, Chocho Siat, especially Irambo. Kungapatio Waffle. Kabring 2019. Napatio Waffle. But unfortunately, Napatio Waffle Yaman Patio Tano. These are distractors. We know them.
Yeah.
We know they have a special agenda. I'll come to that.
Okay.
Mundo Jankotenki. We report back because I said it in an interview. In a platform. As far as tell them the head of that team, now I am not going to do anything until when Congress comes and report.
Okay.
So in the Congress, we still have to go back
and negotiate
and get our things from President Barrow and his government.
Okay.
So now I don't see any crime in that.
No.
And definitely, President Barrow is willing to do that.
He's already done that.
No.
So donated. Kati ko moto donated.
From who?
Equally moto 10 moto you 7 or not as we speak. This an executive member told me, Rambo, moto natale about 7 vehicles.
Is that executive member part of the negotiating team?
Well, is it true?
No, answer the question.
I'm asking, I don't know.
Let's verify that for.
I don't know. But what I'm saying, I don't know, but what I'm saying, moto natale farmer.
Where are the vehicles?
I'm asking.
No, where are
they? You are the head of the negotiating team.
We are yet to see any vehicle.
You are yet to see any vehicle.
We are yet to see any vehicle.
You are yet to see. Rambo, what are you hiding? Rambo, ibu kasila, ibuka mukula. We know. as part of your negotiations,
yes,
10 vehicles were supposed to be returned to the APRC. 7 has already come.
But where are those 7 vehicles?
Ile?
No. I'm asking the same question.
But was this agreed upon?
No, what was actually agreed was this. It has no strings attached.
Yeah, I know. But what was agreed on?
In 2019, we once received a call from Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah.
President Jammeh asking us whether we have sent a guy whom Barrow have sent. Okay, it is news to us.
Yeah.
Like it is news to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then BJ. No. During the conversation, that phone call conversation was done in my house here, together with party leader. Then President Honorable Tombonko, I President Jammeh Nkakai, but sir, I am suspicious that if the reason why President Barrow want to meet us will be to back him in the second round. Akai Fabakara, yes, Akai Diamanta full road. Diamabalaban world. Don't you people have interest? Okay, yes, okay, then you go after your interest. Allah motole, Allah account only. Why can't we start with that?
Jammeh all fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Kabiru Waketa, that week, that person came. So before we even meet that person, Uncle Tombong directed me to call and inform President Jammeh, this man has already come.
Okay. So Jammeh le fonga yoka am taatol nya follow.
Yes. Okay. President Barrow want to meet us.
So what come to Jammeh Barrow ka diamule?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But anyway, I've been very candid with you.
Okay.
You know. So then now call again. We fix an appointment. We talk to him again.
Yeah.
The committee in charge of that negotiation, President Jammeh Tombong.
Okay.
So we are nintol diamuta.
Hi, Malo. Okay.
This pre-negotiation deal, President Jammeh is aware, he's in the picture.
But President Jammeh, I was just listening to an audio in 2019, Kabrina Diamuta. In that audio, we are not going to have a coalition with any political party. In fact, we don't need any political party. Yes, sir. Because we are the largest party. Before we even think about negotiating, the agreement must be implemented. That agreement has not been implemented. President Jammeh was for 2019. One in BTM among them for regarding to that Ntonga Mimoy. Because now the Amtal Kafalangamay.
It is almost central.
Ha.
It's an abokadia.
Then
what has been said on that? Nothing has changed. But
did he change his position?
No. Nothing like he changes his position. Actually, he's not here. He's only giving directives to us.
Yeah.
So Ngamantola, we are in a better position to handle that negotiation.
Yeah.
At maybe kula account for.
Okay.
Maybe. But anyway, as I am talking to you, we are talking with the team of President Barrow for that negotiation, that pre-negotiation deal.
Okay.
And inshallah, we will achieve it.
President Jammeh has agreed for APRC to
for our vehicles and our money to be returned.
To be returned.
Yes.
Is it true that 10 vehicles and some money are between 3 to 4
million? That is yet to be confirmed because I don't know where you get this information from.
You don't know where I get information. But I'll
come back to you and confirm. Now you are talking.
3 to 4 million.
Well, there you have it. Rambo Jatta is the deputy leader of the APRC, the current executive led by Fabakary Tombong Jatta. So you had Rambo in conversation with Fatou Toure, particularly the area I was interested in, the negotiations and the fact that Jammeh had told himself, Rambo, 2 years ago, I believe, or less than 2 years ago, that the APRC is not going to have any coalition with any party. But Rambo, is trying to say that maybe Jammeh said that at the time, but now they are the ones on the ground and Jammeh actually knows about their current negotiations. What do you make of this?
Well, Lamin, you haven't told me where Jammeh changed his mind.
Jammeh did not say so publicly.
But he in his interview he never didn't say that Jammeh changed his mind. Told them that they should go ahead.
But he said Jammeh knows about it.
But how can Jammeh knows about something that he doesn't? Well, obviously he will know about it because this is what they are doing, and it's not his consent.
Okay, let's go straight to you. Claim to be the last person who spoke to Barrow.
I don't claim to be the last person.
Oh, okay. Let me correct that. Yes. You recently spoke to him.
Recently, yes.
Less than 2 weeks ago.
Less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks ago. Okay. Well, as far as I know,
within 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, within 3 weeks.
As far as I know, my investigations have confirmed that Jammeh did not speak to the executive. Well, roughly about 6 months. That's what I've got internal sources said.
No, Fabakary said that.
Huh?
Fabakary said that.
Well, I don't know whether that's.
I'm telling
that's
you,
what my.
Fabakary said that.
Then definitely, I'm right to say that among these two groups, you are the latest, person to have spoke to him. Okay, what exactly did Jammeh told you?
Lamin, I will be very pleased for you to ask this question, really, because when Jammeh was talking to me, he wasn't talking to me alone.
Yes,
that's why I brought Amie Jatta with
now
me.
enter Amie Jatta. She was a witness. Amie. Pamodu ko kabirin Jammeh be diam lay be jele dum. Tonya Jammeh diam ta to lene telephone ifo nga yamoy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Nga follow.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Lamin nge kontong ini do ko nyol min be bijang anen Fatou camera fango.
Fatou Touré kay.
Fatou Touré. Ngana police control ni min nata mimu pa moduti. Ngana alfal control mimu Fabaka Tombo Jatta. Anim fango la layono mimu Babili Mansa. Lamin diamol siata. Kumam fo kuma kanam fo. Ning alquran ole bijanno. Albadi la ngamuta dunia be yenje. Nene man si media to kadiamo politique wala. Nsafo bilom na fosti. Kasi media kono. Kadiam dunia be yenje yella moy.
Andu dunia bele be jube ka. Kadalla nyin ko be tay mo bele interest menu be APRC o menu tajeo e bele interest nyin ko la. Waaw APRC mo parti bal.
Fania man nati jande.
Ngola.
Nkal ko ngato nyafo lillahi alay. Nte jita wole fo nte Amie. Executive fo. Isella moy ni hakilola. E kana la moy ni bisola de. Andu nimma nyola judi la rek ntitala. Andu faniya man nati jan to nya wole nati jan bayra le sulata wala andu publico sulata wala mbe wole fola jan. So nimmi ya belief atu table. Ni malla atu table. Bare billahi wallahi tala ni nyi wato ya Jammeh da nte Amie Jatta tulo nadia muta
wodum lokum fula commande comme pa Modou ya ko nyal al diamuta mun tole al commande mun tole
kam fenda mfutari ngo kam fenda
otala al commande
ay call ke mbe moto kono mobile o be nyinde bulo kono
ay mobile o ke loudspeaker pa Modou ko ay kumol men be fo ay parti digol jayi ay tentu e do kol menuke bari diamo kono men ko mata diamo kono ay men fo je walem ko APRC nim patite lala nyokan sakantuma NPP
wole fanam bijay wole fontoli because janin tolbe kamfenda banna nga e call ay call kena wole to trupa Modou ngalla moy
ay angale kangola fay surwa kawla
ay surwa kangol fo ntena dia muta mandinka kangola surwa woni yen sambada min se jabi bare na dia muta mandinka kangola bare Gambia nol señi lon kontol be min fo kam a manke kombe talim folla o pour kam fantandi dunia la ko ha antoni ya Jammeh kadiya
même me batina mol ka o mira kad minala APRC ko la executive o même fo ko to kunun koy diamta le kayto bandi ko itol malla wala ko pa Modou ning president Jammeh diamuta le andi malla nyim fana nako president Jammeh nyim fala ko APRC nim mote kafula e ko itol malla o kumola ado nim momo yo fo mo nyanta o kumomu dalin santo kumole la patiola nyaton ko Fabakary Tombo Jatta koko ne atrabe kala patiola tani baro Jammeh ning patio tema be nyanta tala wala nim men man tawola woto o kumomu man nyan lala o kumola bak sa yalon jannim bibe sila ita fongo moli to moy audio to ebe fa bakar nyol jalayla ila miraro to ye kol menke men manke patiola interesti ye jalay nyinna koybe kodi nyinol le fongo be kol menula din silo manta to wala nimmo na ta moy ko ami jatan ning pa modul wala liko jamme diamo tay yalo mol ba fola wol meta fola ko wol ni executive mantra kankele fondo hansay wolo propaganda la bang foto nyato ni jamme diam to wo kuma si falle be foka
bare dula do ma lafse nyinin kala jela konte nga pati nyaton ko
ani nga audio moy lay ka foko ami jara fo telam ko itelam okay
bare ngamiran tela kumol na tarete la moy na audio la malon dum fo yela moy ala le fondo ko ko moy te ka wala
amma be la moy bare sa ngabere ye jalay jela ko ben ko
me jalay
hayte mun fo ite mun ite la problème
ntenga min foje wolo matanyi siara problème also sanku wole diamuta e audio bondi problème o kabira keta starta dam kabiri e Umar Mambure bondi e koye dolle tombo min keta ntema kendi ngonyilo abe siarabi e wole sey Umar Mambure
esa jay esa
wole sey
esa jay
koye wole Mambure la palaso to nga moy ntenga moy audio forum o kono APRC forum o yo andu wo wato e kon kana ta tolla ndunga nyati lim political la sani so yajel kabringa o audio moy ko ye Umar Mambure bonda andu Umar Mambure ko kabring APRC abije
kabring military ani me wura folo
yo nata APRC
abije
still abije andu hechi la indos wo position o nyin kon so wo nata njahali ntol kanata to la
jumal ko yo bodde executive form tambonna executive form
wala ya bondi so kabirin tenga o moy forum o kono that very day ngalla moy audio nyina fom pareta nata si nga audio bondi nko mbare nte famu jatalete mba mamu jatalete nte mama wuro be mu jatal hani konton kele manja hasen na konton kon abe mu jatalete bare nga bari yaleta to bonna karola because of mbare kunda mu jatalete so yajelen kay onkul nganyinne moyde malo mune keta andu malo nga keta nyaadi
ya fagula commande foye audio le
nga audio leke
ma fam commande
hani nuso doron kanale nga audio leke nko bare nyinko ntenga je nyami ali dum badi mbum ali kacha ni ajibe mbes nyin time min kono tentin nga nyati lintola kana kampenyola sai mimbete je kabring in pass mansi ite wo chopoti ala palaso yemo kuto keje nko andu ite kanata wo sateto ite min keje ay je ko kalango lonne ba nko ka binam batandilale andu miye je long nite wo bondi ite tata je obviously kana expect ko wo beta ma ko ilale because ya bondile yajen nko ko ali sabare ali dum badi mbunga ali kacha ali Umar sey ndala palaso to nin kuwol tambita msina singa kacha bare obviously ali kuwol sambanyam intedente ami amandi anyede ayni yo torale because man tara time o kono mi yalon ko inyanta mo bondi la palaso to sa intente politiko be dami be sulari mola surtout ite momi bondi mi yalon ko jamale ba koma ite min sindi wo man kun na fenyalo yaje nakumo tata nata dangolom nyinde fo nyimmu jalayro letiba
hane mo ke jalayre bar say
so simple nyinam nakumoti
say
bod nata je audio funtita diaspora do kedo yanko la malo true nyin APRC for moto nkanyo yambe ka andumbadi njolalo ntela audio la diamo kedo yen jansan na wo diamo kona konya ami yemi fo yeto nyale because mbe dami tentin ka molle nyimi andum patio ni ta molle la so ni wato tentin manya na mo bondila ye pointo min fo yeto nyal fo weda be diale ate diale bari yeto nyal fo wo audio futata formol kono ko teke ngata ngase ya forum dol kono so kendingo mimbe diaspora ntato folade baraba moy lale abaje lale
bajam ha abajube ka
akontenga o audio min seya ntebe nafiki yalla ntemu guloleti ntemu jahase laleti fa baka tombo njata mu alfaleti nte nyanta taralale nganyini ka nganyinne moy munatin na keta so yaje itebe dice war nte bija ite mantelon metelon yeddu media kono ika Amie Jatta ne
okay o neniro mambete neniro kay o keta ko fota dawda way ko be tinyal but say for I hakil ma ya men ko janni tebe audio de yalla mo jama men fo men ka problem moti janni albe audio de dala be tala kanala dala hani men fo man andi man tan ngani yakilin kala yalla politique ko ndebo ka sonka fo ko ennemi lem ndaka jelo men man tan ngani ya wali yodronem
wala
okay say atol ni men ngani ya wali ring politique ko kono nalika audio de dal damal bakasi wol kaw audio muta wol ka jekke ka talantale ka ila keñol be ñolay damal be ñoo faral so faata kala no ñindi te ta comme te sifale ta tombo ya fa tombo ndol la ngatol keje barinte ngañ menje ta to kam men keta mambete ya al kañ ale ñi mambure mem bonda tele jelong ba tinal ni mol be ko yalla siar janni te be sala audio bondele ba janjan na mol be aji hani men ni fango nal te ngani ya killing wala yo tay ba jela wa nganya la ya be ko fanam mambete ya
Lamin, I would like to answer that as well.
Okay, I will ask it. For what at Nina in the Ini for Bakari, Siaway, Ndolengal Tamin, Betonia for Alga Menka Monkey Slut. Janal with our audio. Can you audio when you do say meme to movement? More Belecal, Hanal minting Nania killing, Mafal enemy, can't Pocalafica for enemy limit. Nania Wali or them political. What is what I can around? Hey, PRC before a tema, you better. Bar ni tata nung ikoma la wala ini benda ye kacaya fo album benda tema meral dal ya damali afo comme ite ya mar men na ye taje da maya fo ite fana ni fa ba se da ma se fo no
ha Lamin abarka yenyi nin kaje la na tara momo man pare konnante yale man pare tiñarola Amie Jatta ko momi fo akleatale
ha
ndata tombo yawo manta tombo yawo ngammin fo manta nafo ntela jeroto de molle ya adta ya jawyandi ya jako onte man tombo respect ya lo be pour kanin tombo njase andum itol executive fo kono mo soto tami ya lon kon tela o odia cikala ya ki tombo ye ibe executive fo kono pour tombo ye la moy wala ntebe min foka barente amila jeroto nte ngajelo ko amanke tanati pour kata ka audio bondi ka ya maro ke wonya nte fe ya marolo bari toli ya mutale konte be jalay kan nte manke o modinti nte ka alfa jalay so kon si media kono nkanna alfa jalay dunia be ya moy manka adinti
okay sa
APRC executive fol min bije mallong surwal ko di dox daje la dañ dox be daje wotom futata dami nyanta ñoo respect la jeel itol kono motije mimbe lola ya fu ko amiyente disrespect la man soto andu ñi isu kanatina man ndaji ko manke minti moya lanka man la fala
okay sa ngi ngilinka sa ba ñin ko be media mo shandi bi wala fo APRC nyantale ini parti kote la nyokam sakantuma parti yo be ko ba adama barola NPP fo e manya nakala fo president Jammeh atengani yo be woleto fonda ta kola ko nundo nga memmoy ani rambola kacha mo be memmoy ako APRC te la patika ay wala fo kabra botoro executive fo ko itol be menke negotiation men na Jammeh bota kalam bar manjamme la ko moy folo de ka foko ha tenne beten sa ite la mirar woto ba ina diamu ta lokum fula komando ini Jammeh fo diam da anday même fo wala ko APRC te la patika ite lata alala ko ketale so ite la mirar sa ni executive be continue kan e be kacha kan to ba fo kan ko ini NPP be kacha la kala be la moto le sendi la moto woro wala nata moto do be komale rambo fankate ma moto fango jama kibar moy dudu jako moto woro wala le nata wala binaka be de dakan atak nyindo ko am moto kala mota sam mu ne mu jumati sa mo confused jumala mu jumati
Lamin yenyi ninka damina nita confused anta be kala nyaadi ntami mu parti mi
ana dole parti ko
mbatu ni aje ngenyi ninka jela dudu jaye min fote ngamoyle media to forum o kono APRC forum o kono through audio koye moto dol dile sa ni rambo nata ako ate maje obe nyaadi la andu tolom APRC la diamula
sa bota fola fon bota e fon ya
so sani ntol mimbe ko man tol be kala nyaadi le nyin ku ale sono kebada ami jata tulo
keba wala ya jamme da
wala ya jamme ti babil mansa asombi bo jandingo dun ko jamme dingo din kilim bala amam ba kilim fa kilim nyosoto molo mi yalon ko ala ya so la ngaso ala min diala ngatu wabulu
tonya
nimmin koy ba jaw yalla wala iba konnante yalla ike fanne batandi ala min safe kulluhum moman fennoje nyin kwale sono ke bala fo anin patite kwale sonna soko NPP so nin tol sita andu ndele ya moyja rambo nin ke babe diamula tangot ke ba kungo katamale kabira be mansayato fengo fembe tama kangala during transmission okono akabe record le nali e topic o topic marek ika bondile nyin kuale sono kabira fota do imang audio bondi mobe ya moy so ni tol sita bi e koy tol ning baro kana kuale sona bi tol man taraku kono mi yalon ko keba ma kalamta ila je nta so so nola koy keba ma kalamta nta so so nola baram fanan sanyin tandi kon tol ning keba la diamo wo mu tonya leti amanke kumi yalon ko kuma kensem folom warambe sila fonyo kono kadiamo abe njar la munela ya jamme jarta nye fengo fenna bara man jari nyanga faniya fode nim fata bi mbitan nakabro kon fonni ya jamme le bitaje na yaadu woro kasanke ben kasanke la walla nyindi ko kono ndam male bitala je nim mo mantaji hani tol executive fo min bije ni be mbade la lungo minna mote bulala nokan na baro na forinya ngami mbaraja ndole tarla nakabro kon
okay sai yemen be lon sai ite fango ila APRC dia kan han executive mol ndiam muta menno ye ku kelen indasi ngane ya wali ko kabar ku kelen yo tonya ni lamu e kon matar pa Modou Mbowe mo kala lon kan nena majiro bari Amie Jatta ha tonya be damen ngola APRC dia lon ne kende sai te amere ko mol men be moy Jammeh men fo itole men fo ani men bebe kekan ite amere ni mom be te nyinin kala ite ngani yobe dame APRC ini baro e tabang foyete faye ite be jumal ite be la fa jumal
nte kundingo furu nim baro ye kwale son
ha
nte ma apprécier
ite ma ko tano
matano
mune ya tinne ite
because malo mune ya tinne ton lafta ngawoke
okay kam men fo wala ko ini patio bele fo UDP yala ko tano le wat ko data je bari patiol belem mitol ko ni de be diamala surtout NPP katu killing fengol men yalon kol men keta patiola motol tata bureau tata accounts freesta babili man sa fangola na kamurunam banko kan yaje ko man sa kunda membe marari wala men tamu NPP tuma do ni woye nyomoy wala be wo kol sone andila dina pati kotek dolti so itoli aje ko nyimmu pati wala interest lete nyimmu babili fangola man interest lete bawo barole be jam masiata to do barosi masa ko yalon nek ku jamali kam men fo nim barola mas kun baro fangola mol me anim be nyo sabale ka tonye men wala imalla fika reform so leke imalla fi kaya jamme jalay say bawo ila fitala pati molela so itoli aje ko idim baro e kafu nyoma o batinde la baro ku jama be jemman sakunda sa tamandi no ya jamme fongola koto asa tinda no ila kafu nyoya sa fono batu ko ngambulo break ka to nyun na mol ben komale nin kombe kudol tamanda ya ku jama be jamme la koto gambe man sakunda la nyanta tambila wol nyaato misal fe kanyum men fo hamba sambala kiti wala ya dunya mol be sile ba fala okay ali ngambatu gambe man sakunda fongol be menkela so nim baro man fenkije baro nim menu kan yo sabala opposition babala yo yaje baro amman sonka yaje me ko no bawala fata APRC la so APRC executive for yaje ko okay tuma do nin ka futa baro benna moto wol sodola benna biro fa sikeno nganna biro sodo sikeno nganna kodo sodo asikeno fanan hay bala fa itandi jammela koto men sa sinna no ayna so ito ko womu parti woni jammela interest ato ko wonde interest.
Lamin baraka yenyin
I really want you to ask.
Yes, I will ask. You will answer all the. You will answer all the questions. I want to give her more time in our local language. You will have it. You will repeat them.
Yenyin ka damin.
Yeah.
Adiata nyele pour kaje samba. Lamin. Executive. Binin itebe doko min na nyim Fatou Kerr to daminte. Ngam reni la dindi ngol lebe doko la. Inyanta respect ko dile la doyata nyawnya hanni siatiti ibe la judi lela ando ifanam be la judi lela inshallah executive ke bale tombo andu ke ba hana wulole tombo nga ya landi APRC militant sol nyato mba mutalele because of babili masa a jarta nyalale executive moti je membe lola ya foko APRC militant sol me respect aman soto fem fe ya fo fana bile ba fola bi e ba fola ntol ala le yentol ni bole mune ni bole babe masa nin tol man tare tol koma bi ite ba fola rambo ele executive momo be kono e ba fola ele executive ita fola kata kunkilin nalo abala suwo kono abe fundila na kirilo ke ba na kirilo ke jumale ba dan kono parce que public ta ko ma be min ko mandila woton tenga mira ni wo be tolto inin APRC militant sol nyanta alat la lenga singa kacha in respect way na tara strategy le bije tol nyanta mintala for APRC la interest anin babil masala interest my friend kacha nyanta kela woto len tol ni tol tema
okay
intala jeroto tonya imo alphalet bari decision of ana itatala no imantol alat ntela jero mbe ole fokande munati nafana ngajefo nyanta sila le ngakacha APRC militants ntol den tamata nganyim bundaje ntol ko lafita ngakete ngatate min satina nganna account soto nganna motol soto nganna kordal soto babil mansa ya singolo Gambia banko kanja
e koy tol be wala do kuka
barna tarafane be wala do kukan how comes ite be wulla doro yake yena funti pam iko popliko e ila minu be te nyaato ibe minu nyaato e ko woli ko ha ntolu be nyinne to ni min lafita ntol katale ni min balla fin tol katale ye jumale wulu APRC imam mo wulu jede ntol be mu itolla dindi ngolleti ngabunya min dila wala nyanta dila ntolla because ye mitino min kumandi las ntamantade that day ngasa ngole so
ye mitino kumandile
last mitino ya kumandile
maybe la fata nyine folale
nkanale ite la moy doron ko nyini ka mbe jabila
okay
manta bare ngaji be media konon na WhatsApp fen ko ta video anin audio ngamin kango moya diamuta rambo diamuta le mber so diamuta yankuba ture diamuta
yankuba kolika
ani yo alama idea
alama diamula har diamu abokan afala ay fonte na diam
yo ani musudolo musonyi malo bare mberi so according to ala diamoto nga ala moy nyamin domandi ako ate surprise ta APRC militant sol kanne nyin kwale sono la kola bare ning atara momo la fita ate ka kumandi dadile la kata ka famalo ala nala la fita e jina nyim banko kanjang min satin na e na nyim banko kanjang bi ni tol min be nyato e be o singo tamande kan ni la fita wo tamandila ntol militant sol nyante tol sembentu yala le ngata kafuola pour min satin na la fita min na woy soto bare fanan ntol sonta ntol manson itol katale beri so ye nyinne fo
kam da kumo la taw nyaale
ha ala diamo mo ma sata nyele nda ngala moy ngala video jibe ngala voice la moy so nyimbunda fo le nyanta tarlan tol ni tol tema ba akamunta nadia tantolie amandi antolie itol katale
okay akamta ko sai imam bala nyin nako ne atra nyin ko le muy la dalilo bari tamandir nyaale man d'accord wala
tamandir nyaale man nyan
wala ñomoy baliyanat okay
because ntolu be mu hadama dingol
okay
ning atara wala batin la babil man saba singolo la jam billahi wallahi ta'ala nte Amie Jatta mbe support la kanne ning atara ngafo ngamandin ka kangole foyde manke mandin ka dintide bare mandin ka kangon ka wole foy sella moy ko
mandin ko ni amoy dra bare kangone yo moy dra mo at
ning atara itol kamim fo wala mi tol simfati nte Amie Jatta mbe tarle ko malandu ngalo ne pa Modou bo jante balanna because mbela ke ba mbe sula
wala la
baro agir menole bije atele kuwol diver nsafo ko bi atele balanta pour ke ba e najam ntela jero because agreement le ketaji
bare hani rambo kole ko o agreement do kammen fo amantra baro dam mabulu
baro di amutala kate mansula APRC la kabira te sita kate mansula APRC
bare yalo
politician so do Lamin fo yen so nganna kumoji ni ta ben jabile sinanja
okay
sa ni wo Mario sita ba kate sula ta APRC la purata ni woli e taradula kilin o be nyaadile
bare yalon politician
bare lafta min fola executive folie ise hakilo to bakete because imam barolo ima daji ko lo muntu male yalo ala nyin siyo ntese diamu ye Lamin ngata ndila ko nge kanole andu sula ta fennele bulu nse nyata ndila hanni nge ko mimbe ko no itaji man sata la dorone yaji woto ise hakilo to be ko ku tamandile nim barote ma pour ke bala side la mo jama ma support because of example o min keta baroni UDP tema ngaje la belarin kene bato ani kwale sono tema jam fadun te to damma tema bi baroni mini keleta ya Jammeh fight ka bondi ile
ani wolle sonkata ko
ani wolle sonkata ay wol be bay afango bala
so itela miro to nimma yewo ka fango la molla sila ita mero mo sila wala kotake
latije
itamalla
hakil tuolom jannin tebe waw dile la warambe silo dile la nte lafta min nebe ole kala mandin kol ko musu konoma ite bamburango karale nyamande na noji mandin kol le afontente
badde no isi yilla ko de no fana minala
ay isi yilla no bare de na no fana isi yilla no le nana ta man sata la sa bondi no le abe balule ala baluwo nala sayabe ala le bulatete bulude woto wala naka bamburango kara inyamande na noje nta malla wala
hani rambola diamo kono ay nyim foje ko babilla ko te baro dam mabulu ay ECOWAS criticize wal mo korngol leti wal so mobe alon ko babilla ko asio as ko warata baro dam matile hani rambo fo ngayo fare yo bari tol jikita ko baro nyanta menkela noje tuma do bo kela nola ati to le wala so ita kanyi me ita de wala ko mo mem fango nala mol fango kuyata ay wol be bay wote o ena o ka foto la ka fuma ita malala ko ay o be la bankula comme misal fe ita hakli klis kala so keraw okay men yinin karol di la pa Modou la anglais kan
pour okay pa Modou yalo ya fo e janne ko itol sota le konte mu APRC 100%
ngawo kis la yo fa
lafta bunda kilinne fole nying nte man pa Modou mbowlo mune yenna lon di nyola nyim process o ke bala nyi
ala nyi siarar ta
nyi siarar problemo woto len nayno
barita la mo APRC be ko ne matalo
hani
woto jabre executive mo to nyande ma e do ko ata
mo militant soleti manke executive
okay e faram ko e malo e ko e malo je faram folex ay ko e malo no
nka wala foyete bare mbete nyolon no la patio kono patio siatale mini ba kono e siatale bara ya fole
ay men ke beke
ay min beke je andum ber sawbi je anin do kote wonin do kote yalo wol bete sila media to ya fa ay min fo jang e ba so so la wo kan kodi woto ngalo ngate fanante sila media to janka kuma kensa ngo foja amam palaso min muta ay nasi jango ko bi nga palaso muta nte recently nala longo nyin siara andun dedaro minga wulita kamante Amie Jatta wulita wole kamma andu mune ye wulinda kamma keba lafta minna nte Amie betama la wala as far as nga kanu lenson dam surwal ko di dama ko buga be jeex tak
awa
emalaw mako ak dara
mungok
bare nse hakilotu ka kuma fo moto mi ya lonko amanka asomoti
tonya
nte ben na tonya le foka itolie pa Modou lonne so ning a tara misunderstanding be tol dam mangol tema nin pa Modou tema ikana jaral ni si arar koto andi kana samba kebala kolto keba nyin kolle na anin keba diamuta ninte diamuta andun dawda pa Modou ni ta pour nga refilsen jembe lola jele pour diamo la karola je ko itanna le fer abelarim buloto a manke wuliate because diamo keta babil man saba moy kanne ite dula do ma iko ite nyinin rambo nyinin kale isi rambo ko inin keba famata diamo la fo
well nga moy ila mol kono rambo ma fa bare executive ko do nga soso de ko ay karwora sile na man diamo son tolla diamo ni ya Jammeh ning atara wo sotota mol ba fo kay tolka fen ko nyimbonde atondi fa press release bondi ka fo ko wo kumo manke toñati wo mu kuma kensem foleti so akamunta hanin temi yalon ko to latantela kontemu APRC 100% fonta jita wuliya fo to lela ba ntama moje tol kono min jartante pour ntenga wuliya fo fabaka tombo njata fo duma ibe mun na alfaleti itol kono fabaka tombo njata doronne sente wuluno bare apart from that min baby gen ko tollo andu ila respect ko nga dilale woton tefananta nyanta dilane ntebe danila alnga tani hakilola APRC surtout executive ntol ni tol be abel kole ko mburoni mbota itembulala no ntebulala no because of kebale ye tolu londin tol nyato good woto pa Modou la karola nin kube tol damangol tema ya solve bare nyin diamo ka fa konton nin keba man diamo aman soto na diamo tale release min bota ka fo ka man soto ntenga withdraw le asoto tale sa ngana so na tara ku ye tol kumpaje why not ye pa Modou call fo mune be nim pa Modou tema fan haso te tema ba te tema fente tema bebe Gambia ja andu ngam so itol mimbe patio nyato ye nyinano mbastole why not they do communication with pa before communication ibe bol mislead la ibadundi la e yakon o press release o mbato ngana na already pa I put some questions to him in Mandinka which I will put to you directly, but let's first read their press release. Writing as the first deputy leader of the APRC and speaking on behalf of the interim party leader, Honorable Fabakary Tombong Jatta, and the entire members of the APRC executive, I wish to make it clear to all Gambians and non-Gambians in the country and abroad that the statement trending in social media and Gambian newspapers as well as in other social media that former President Jammeh disagrees with the ongoing talks of a possible APRC-NPP coalition for the presidential election is completely false. The former president has never spoken to anyone or gave any directive to anybody, including Mbowe, to dissuade members of the party from forming a coalition with any party or with the NPP, as insinuated in the story from Mr. Mbowe. All we can confirm to the Gambians at the moment is that the former president is in support of the executive and our political efforts to help the party move forward and restore his legacy as a great former president who deserved the respect due to him. The interim party leader, Honorable Fabakary Tombong Jatta, wishes to inform all concerned parties that any message or directive purportedly meant for public consumption, publication, or implementation from former President Jammeh without the interim leader's approval or that of a key member of the executive should be best treated with caution and worst disregard as fabrication. All directives or instructions from Babili Mansa have always been sent to the Honorable Fabakary Jatta and his principal executive members. I am, however, thankful to every member of the party, the executive, and in particular to our able interim leader for their hard work, resilience, and determination to keep the APRC party strong and the great legacy of President Jammeh forever cherished. May the Almighty Allah bless you all in this special moment of Eid al-Adha. Thanks for understanding. Usman Rambo Jatta, First Deputy Party, APRC. So, I can remember wala mako. Ya mol men kafoko ha.
Are you asking me or you asking?
I'm translating.
You're trying to, okay.
Ya mol men beka ke social media ni Gambia la kibar kaito dol bala kafoko. President Jammeh mang nying Cham mbeke kam APRC ni NPP tema President Jammeh ma support ako wo kumol manke toñati abota momobul pa Modou Mbowe dabe wo konale ako kibaru ni harap anata pour mol ya moy jama ya moy ni wo kabo Jammeh bulu o kanani Fabakary Tombong Jatta la anala executive o nindiam ko ten nata même Mbowe man tani wala ne mol be wodi amol motay samuta ko tul kilingole kanam tako di tul fulal in fact si menke no wala mi wodi amol fon ye mutako wol mo fonyol to di amol let ramboye wala fala pressly satele aside
no there is no signature on it.
Well, I'm signed but I'm signed but
there's no signature,
but they admitted that it's
for a presser.
Yeah,
would you really regard a presser that is not signed?
Yeah, but the thing is,
I'm asking a question.
No, I understand.
Would you?
But the thing is,
would you, Lamin?
Yeah, but we confirm from the party that is from them. So our job is to know, like if you see something that is not signed, you need to follow up and say, are you sure this thing is from them? And if somebody said yes, then obviously I confirm from the executive sources that it's from them.
That he is
well,
the very
of
one.
Course, yes.
He wrote his name there.
Well,
it's not signed.
Yeah, but you know, if you see something that is not signed, the thing you do as a journalist is to pick up the call and ask somebody, a source in that organization, and say, well, we have seen this document purportedly from you. Is it from the executive? Yes, we confirm that. So this is from the executive, no doubt about that, whether it's signed or not. Okay, but the issue, let's go back to the issue. I mean, I put it to her that, I mean, instead of making an audio, disagreeing with the executive and making an audio which is go to a public forum, if she chooses to approach the matter or the complaints against the executive by approaching Fabakary and the executive themselves before making her audio public, wouldn't that solve the problem?
Well, Lamin, if really and truly, you should have a role model. You should have your mode of operation.
Yes.
Modus operandi.
Yes.
If the interim party leader is watching problems that are happening in CRR, there is the mother of the party who lives in CRR, there is a chairman of the region from APRC. Why can't he just find out, take the phone and find out what is the problem of his members? If you don't do that, if you don't do them things, if you don't walk by example, if you are not a practical leader, you know, you're creating problems. Because Amie herself, she interviewed, you know, Aja Babun Sidibe. And Aja Babun Sidibe was showing her dismay that, you know, she even took her time to call Fabakary Tombong Jatta
about the issue,
about the
sacking of Omar Bambure.
No, not even the sacking of Omar Bambure, to sort out the problem prior to the sacking.
Before that.
And she never had any answer. She left messages, not a message, she left messages for Fabakary to get back to her so that they can talk about the issue. But the problem is, they were dining and whining with the NPP. And they don't want the problem to be solved. They want to take it to the last hour. Like 5 months to election, now they are coming out of their shell to tell the people that yes, we are going to a possible coalition, which is not a directive from Babili Mansa. Babili Mansa, they did not show you any audio or any video that Babili Mansa said, I've changed my mind. There's none. There is nobody also who can say that, yes, I spoke to Babili Mansa and he said what Modou Mbowe and Amie Jatta is saying is a lie. It's false.
Now it's been 2 weeks. We haven't had
nobody have ever come forward to do that. And here we are confirming it and saying that yes, it's true.
Confirmed.
Listen to me, man, Lamin. This is as true can be. I don't have any reasons to come here and sit down and just be happy and jolly about talking to
it will be surprised.
and also buying a whole bag of kola nuts just to go around the 11 constituencies in CRR just to make name for myself.
No, you wouldn't do that.
Hello? Why would I do that? Tobaski was just around the corner. You know, the Tobaski round were like 70, 25,000, 35,000. Why would I just be buying kola nuts with her, you know, going around the country?
So you actually receive instruction from Babili that go to the CRR, take this kola nut, solve the problem there.
That is actually his idea. My idea was to go and sit down and talk to them. And he said, no, buy kola nuts.
And he didn't pass this instruction to the executive.
Well, I don't listen.
Yes, he did not.
Lamin.
Apparently, he did not.
Lamin. Babili Mansa left here in 2017.
In January 22nd to be exact.
Okay, you know the date. The Fonyi is being militarized, including his house, his personal house. That's a family house. It's been militarized. Well, as you know, they're talking now about bank accounts and cars and whatever, trucks and whatever.
Yes.
Huh? Is it about now, 5 months to election, that you are talking to me about 47 cars that you took from me and now you're giving me back 7?
But to be fact, the executive have always been complaining.
Complaining?
Long time about the seizure of their cars.
Complaining to who?
No, to the public, and to the
Well, they were talking to the public. The public did not seize them.
He was addressing the President Barrow that our cars, he said it many times. That's not now.
Listen to me, man. You know,
that's not now.
What do you mean that's not now?
No, I mean,
now is the time for them to be thinking about the interest of Babili Mansa. Now they're saying that 5 months to the election.
No, Modou, I disagree because I interviewed Fabakari. He has been talking about these cars. You know,
he was talking to you,
to everybody in the press.
Who?
I mean, he had press conference.
Were the press responsible for holding this?
No, but when he talks to the press, he's addressing the public and the government in this.
My brother, are they making negotiation with the press now?
No, what I mean is, you said.
No, I'm asking you
just now that they're talking about it.
I'm asking you a question right now.
Since 4 years ago, Fabakari has been complaining that they have
complaining to the press. They are not complaining to where they're supposed to take it.
Well, probably, you know, you were saying...
Because right now they are making...
They would have done that.
Lamin, right now the negotiation is not on the press. The negotiation is with NPP. That negotiation should have been with the NPP as well. At that material time.
4 years ago.
Of course. You don't take that to the press. You take it to them. Take it home. And we, the militants, will back you up. 110%. Right now they're talking about, you know, demonstration about this TRRC report. Listen to me, man. Come on. Why can't you make that demonstration well before the TRRC was commissioned? Why not?
But they had demonstrations not long ago calling for the return of Jammeh and all of
that. That was not long. That was a long time ago.
That was 2 years ago.
It was even directed by Jammeh to do so. Why do President Jammeh have to sit in Equatorial Guinea and be telling them what to do? Then they don't know what they are doing. They are just there as a picture. Natal len swear len jël tek len fofu, brother. They are not doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Because now, right now, if I have to call you my interim party leader, you have to show me some examples. Babili Mansa showed it to me. He sat down, he went to the United Nations and tell them how wicked they are, and told them how, you know, they stole everything, even including our dead bodies. He told them about all the back ways that is happening, you know, people dying in the Mediterranean. They did not die in Africa, but they die in Europe. Do you understand what I'm saying? I believe in him because he is a man, a practical leader. But you cannot sit down in one place and want to rule, you know, a party. Come on. How's that out?
Don't you think now it's time that Babili Mansa himself come to speak out? Because as far as I'm concerned, his party is splitting into two, over this issue. Don't you think that it's time now for him to talk publicly about the direction of his party?
I genuinely think he should. But I think,
you think so?
I think he should even actually wait a little bit.
He should wait a little bit.
Yeah. Because
but if he
no, we need to know this. We need to know the sheep in wolf clothing. The wolf in the sheep clothing.
But the thing is, the longer he stays quiet,
we need that.
The more the confusion.
We need that.
Leading the election is at the
We
corner.
need the Sulu Sajimas. We need to weed them out. He said it in the election campaign in 2016. That the election is password.
Yes.
You know password?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Of course. To weed out the chaff from the wheat.
The chaff from the wheat. Yes.
All right, exactly so. And this is exactly what is happening. Now we are knowing who is rooting for APRC and Babili Mansa and who is there for themselves only. We are knowing them.
When you say,
they're coming out of
when you said, I mean, there have been criticisms from people close to your line of thinking that the executive allegedly are looking for money for themselves, because they talk about money. Right? Initially, it was said it was $4 million that they wanted, etc. Things like that.
They wanted.
So allegedly, I mean, Duduja confirmed, but that was money of the party, not money that's going into their pockets. They're asking for money belonging to the party. So what do you make of that?
Well, to tell you the truth, brother, there were even more than that. The party race.
Oh, really?
The militants race. Yes. We bought motorcycles, about 10 motorcycles, and a pickup van.
Where are those? We are not wearing all of those seized
by
the Barrow government?
No. I'm telling you, the APRC militants. We bought tickets. They were selling tickets that people buy, $100
yes.
per ticket.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
So where's that money?
We can raise, listen, we can raise billions, not even millions. We can raise that, the APRC party. We have that heart for the party. We've been doing it. We can look after ourselves.
So the trouble now is, if you, I don't know how big is the section from your school of thought, how big you are in terms of followership. If all of you disagree with the executive now going to the elections, and I'm telling you that the longer Jammeh stays silent, the more fragmented your party will be. You are telling me that it will only help us to expose the wolf from the sheep.
Of course, that's what is happening right now.
Yeah, but then wouldn't this mean that people from your line of thinking may end up setting up an executive of your own?
No, not necessarily. We are waiting. Babili Mansa will do that. He said he gave the directives of Fabakary leading the party as an interim party leader. He will do that when the time comes, when it's necessary. That's
all the more reason for him to talk.
That's for me. That's not for me to say. It's not my place to say that. Babili will do that. He is very capable of doing that. But in the process, we got to know. We got to know each other, Lamin. Lamin, is it even good for you to know your staff?
I put a question to her. Okay, the executive felt that, Fabakary's executive feel that they are working for the interest of Babili, right? Rambo said in...
Who is they?
Well,
all the executive members?
Well, the executive, yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, they are working for the interest of Babili. That's why they believe that, in fact, talking to President Barrow's party or himself about Babili is perhaps more profitable than talking to other political parties, even though they are open to talk with other political parties. Because one, they could get the party's assets back. They may have a soft landing for Jammeh from, President Barrow. Because of course, Barrow, Jammeh's predicament is that at the moment there are hues and cries, calls for justice. He should be tried, he should be... But much of the initiative, the international community would be expects to be led by the Gambia government, and which is led by President Barrow. So it's naturally wise, or is it not naturally wise to think that dealing with President Barrow might probably lead to, a soft landing, for Jammeh. Already President Barrow's critics are accusing him of trying to now downplay all the pledges and all the reforms and all the cries of the victims and, things like that. He's downplay that because he wants APRC support. So if the APRC executive think that's talking to Barrow is in the interest of even Babili himself, you want us to believe that that is not for the interest of Babili?
Well, if that is the interest of Babili Mansa, then it's too late for them to think about that or to act on it. Because thinking of one thing and acting about it is totally different, Lamin. Thinking and acting.
But they have done effort. They have held demonstrations here. No, listen. They have made... I'm thinking, they have... To be fair with you, they have got demonstrations. They held press conferences. They have highlighted
that demonstration was even orchestrated by President Jammeh. President Jammeh asked them to do that.
Oh, really? That was not...
You don't even hear... You never heard it on the
No, I heard the President said that the how to call it, the
Jammeh told them to do that.
The agreement must be implemented.
Thank you very much.
Defend yourself. Don't trouble anybody.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Thank you. Absolutely. This is exactly what I'm saying. He is telling them what to do. So it's like they don't know what to do, or they know what to do, but they choose not to do it for their own personal interest, because personal interest is at play right now. That's all we're seeing. That's all we're seeing within the party. And this is very good for us at this very minute, because we know we need to weed out the chaff from the wheat. We have to do that, because this is a transformation period.
But why couldn't you trash out these difficulties with the executive before coming out with this public spat?
Which one?
Well, things you disapprove of them were not addressed internally. Now it's becoming
you don't know. You don't know. Ask the question.
Or you
ask the question. Of course. Okay. The frustration is we've tried to do that internally, and there is no way. You are not giving any way. Whenever you try to, bring that up, that you are castigated. You are giving like a kind of another kind of name. All kind of names are coming out right now for people who are supporting the party wholeheartedly and putting their resources in it. Right? So obviously it's time to come out. Come all of in dewa dugal na la si cabinet, dugal la si sal, legi si bigi kër gi la yo ñew. Because this is how they want it. This is how they want it. But they play the delaying tactic to take it to the 11th hour, to the end, or to the nearer to the elections, whereby, now they can come out of their shell because they think Babili Mansa is not going to come back. So now they can do whatever or say whatever is it that they like. I am telling them, I'm putting them to this on Kerr Fatou show that they are making the gravest mistake of their life. I swear to God, every single one of them is going to regret it.
Okay, now, Amie Jatta said one of the reasons what's exercising her mind and what makes her suspicious of any dealings with President Barrow is that, according to her, everyone has seen how President Barrow fell out with the very people who you could have said masterminded his coming to power. He came from the UDP. Today he fell out with UDP, sacked all of them from his cabinet, his government, so to speak. She said that such a man cannot be trusted. Do you share that view?
Do you trust President Barrow?
Well, this is APRC. I don't want to talk about my
feeling of President Barrow. View. Do you trust him?
Well, I am not here to explain. I'm not a politician. I could have problems with him in one way or the other. But I'm
not saying do you have problem with him. I'm saying do you trust him?
Let me ask you now, is this a general feeling within the APRC?
My brother, you ask me the question now, I answer it.
No, I'm here to ask you, not to answer your question.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm asking that, is this a general feeling, a widespread feeling within the APRC?
Listen, just save the time.
That if Adama cannot be trusted because of how the manner he fell out with his own people, would it be wise then for us to trust
I don't trust Adama Barrow, President Barrow, with all due respect. He is our president. He is the president of the Gambia, whether you like it or not. Whether you are in party X, Y, or Z, he is our president right now. Okay? But I don't trust him. I don't trust his cabal. I don't trust his ministers. I don't trust even a single one of them, because they are not helping him. They are not doing nothing to make sure that this country is on the right footing for him to deserve a second chance. Tell me one thing, just one. I will convert myself to NPP right. One thing that President Barrow did in this country that is for the common good.
Well, many people will disagree with you, Modou. I mean,
I'm asking you the question. Otherwise, Barrow will have a supporter today. Tell me one thing that Barrow did that is good for the common good.
It depends on who you talk to.
I'm asking you.
No, I'm supposed to ask the question. I'm not supposed to put my opinion.
As far as I cannot get answer from you, then I'm free to be a PRC.
Okay, before we tell
Lamin, I don't trust President Barrow.
Okay.
Because there is an MOU, a stronger MOU than the coalition MOU, which was signed by the United Nations, AU, African Union, ECOWAS, the government the government of the Gambia.
Yeah.
These are the most
about how Jammeh should be able
these
to
are the most powerful institutions the world over. President Barrow did not respect that.
No, but listen, even
so how can you respect MOU from
executive
APRC?
admit that this? I mean, you can admit you are intelligent. You know, of course. I mean, there were allegedly, or in fact, apparently, there was a lot of international pressure for President Jammeh to go. I mean, he he faced a lot of, the problem with Jammeh is his international reputation was bad. So
why?
No, listen, one way or the other, because of the way you describe how he used to handle his diplomatics, being a blunt speaker. No, listen, being a blunt speaker, challenging Western powers.
No to that.
No, now I'm saying that you do not realize that at the time of the crisis, he did not have international support.
He will never have it.
Simply now, but
because, Lamin, do you know why?
Yeah.
Because you don't know why.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because our mineral and natural resources that he's stealing from them.
Now.
He said, no, you guys are not going to benefit from this. The Gambian people are going to benefit from this. And now this was his crime. This was his only crime.
So do you think President Barrow, all by himself, can undo things like that? Can declare, look, this is my country. Okay, after all, Jammeh can come freely. You think he can do that now?
Listen to me, why not?
Well, that is the president. I've just tell you why the problems are.
Why not?
There have been international. No,
those are just guidelines. Those are just there to guide it, to make the guidelines. The president is solely in power. Is there 2 presidents in the Gambia?
One.
That's only one.
So you are saying,
if President Barrow right now and said to the international community, this is not your problem, this is internal problem. You just be there to guide us. He is coming home as a former president, and his rights will be giving like Jawara was giving his rights.
Okay. Very good perspective. Do you agree that the personalities are different? The cases are different.
Absolutely.
Sadauda Jawara, okay, left maybe 6-7 years.
Yes.
I mean, he left in '94, came
Yes.
back. 2001, 6 years.
Yes.
Jammeh is going to be 6 years in exile, or 5 years in exile.
No.
But the personalities are different.
It should be.
Whereas Sadauda Jawara may be a personality that very easily, that everybody can easily reconcile with or have a conciliatory attitude towards. So Jammeh is a completely different kettle of fish.
No, but Jammeh's case,
I can tell you why. One of the reasons we still have economic here is President Barrow is not totally sure that even his own or his government's own security from Gambian security forces themselves. And all those institutions have been put in place by President Jammeh. So I'm telling you that it may not even be in Barrow's personal interest to have Jammeh back right now if he is interested in maintaining power.
No, but
so that would be a difficult.
Right, but because
that's what I'm saying.
Well, because Jammeh is more popular.
I disagree.
Jammeh is more popular.
Depending on
APRC is the biggest party in this country.
No, the problem is okay.
Are you trying to?
Depending on who you talk. Okay, I can for sure that President Barrow. Let me repeat it. President Barrow, it may not be his own personal interest if he really is interested in staying in power.
Yes.
To have Jammeh, you said that could mean that perhaps.
It's not
Jammeh
perhaps.
Is more popular.
It's not perhaps.
No.
This is a fact.
Okay, I can tell you the other consideration is that some of the institutions that established an entrenched dictatorship in the Gambia were imposed and put in place by Jammeh. So they are still intact.
Okay.
So President Barrow knows that. Okay. Otherwise, why did he need foreign troops? Listen.
Is President Barrow a dictator?
Well, I can say not.
Well, obviously, if the dictator apparatus are
still here.
So
listen.
Why not?
The apparatus are still here. And the man who put them in place is Jammeh. So if you have Jammeh back with those apparatus in place, that is why Barrow is afraid. That's what Barrow is afraid of.
Can you tell me what are the dictatorship apparatus, please?
Well,
so that I can answer you.
Well, of course, that there are people in the security system who were still there in the end. Well, now they call them SSS, even though the law is not changed. They are called NIA. They have been internationally claimed and established to have been human rights abuses. People are still in the system who are accused of being perpetrators of human rights. There are people in the security system who, up to now, have more respect and loyalty to Jammeh than Barrow. Yeah, Barrow knows that. That's why foreign troops are here. So I may tell you that, to be frank, in your own intelligence you can analyze that part of the reasons Barrow may be reluctant to have Jammeh back may not necessarily have to be outside consideration, but his own personal interest as politician.
Well, Lamin, that might be your view.
Well,
but my view is, if we have our security apparatus going to other countries, like for instance Darfur, to do peacekeeping.
Why the need for economic?
Just listen to me.
Tell me, why do we still have to have economic?
Well, you are saying something and I'm saying the other. Okay. You don't force answers into my mouth. Just listen to me. I am the interviewee.
All right, listen now. Listen now.
I am the interviewee.
Okay, listen now. Okay, finally.
I'm not going to answer what you say because that's your opinion. Finally. Listen to me. If you listen to me, you will hear.
You still believe that the onus to have President Jammeh back still lies surely on Adama Barrow?
No. He is part of it though, because President Jammeh signed.
Why are you blaming him then?
No, I'm not blaming. Listen to me. You never listen to me because you're talking over me.
I heard you said it's to blame.
But you are talking over me. That's why you're not listening to me.
Okay, finalize.
This is my show.
Okay,
you invited me to hear from me so that the audience can know, Lamin.
Okay, so
we are not interested in what your beliefs are. Otherwise, you sit here
go ahead.
and I interview you. I can do a better job than you. Okay. Now, President Jammeh signed an agreement on the basis of peace. He could have sat down in this country because everything that he does was constitutionally right by appealing to the Supreme Court, about the election decisions. Whenever there is a mistake, our constitution says if there is a mistake in an election, two provisions are only provided. One, you have to recount. Or in the case that you don't put the marbles back together and seal them, you go back to elections, re-election. These are the only two provisions that is in the 1997 Constitution, which President Barrow is using right now. Yeah. Now, he was doing that according to exercising his right, but it was nullified because of the international body. They don't want him here. They need our resources, the mineral and natural resources, which every single one of us now are seeing that they're grabbing. The EU, they took our river, our ocean. Now they are fishing here. We give them license for 550,000 euro per annum. That's just one catch for EU. EU is 27 member countries, my brother. Okay? No, hold on. Come on.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. You said why he left.
Okay. Now we saw the Chinese.
No, we're talking now about.
I'm talking about our mineral and natural.
We are not talking about. You said he could have stayed here, but he left. So
he chose peace.
Yeah.
He chose peace. He wanted, yes, because in 22 years he developed the country monumentally.
And that
was not done.
There was an agreement that he can come back.
Of course.
Or he's not done. Who do you blame?
Well, right now, if President Jammeh wants to come home, like forcefully, his house in Kanilai is being militarized. Don't you think there will be friction? For somebody who chose peace yesterday and now is coming now to fight.
Who do you blame? I'm asking, who do you blame?
No, listen to me. I'm blaming our own executive force for not standing up, for not manning up from years ago to say, listen, for a starter, get the military out of the president's house. That's a private house.
But they did that in Kanilai until somebody was shot. They asked for the military to go. Somebody was shot.
Somebody being shot, and
yes.
that makes it right.
So when you say nothing has been done,
that makes it right.
When you say nothing has been done by the APRC, I disagree with you.
No. The executive never done that. The people of Kanilai.
But they're part of APRC.
No, they are part of APRC, but they're not part of the executive. I'm talking about the executive.
But
Lamin, you are not APRC member. Are you an APRC member? Can you just listen to me?
Many times.
Lamin, can you just listen to me? Lamin, listen to me, please.
Okay, now I listen.
Listen to me.
Didn't you have
the people of Kanilai? They did that without even the consent of the NEC, the national executive of APRC. I was an observer at the time. I sent a reporter, Modou, who covered it. You people never cover it.
We did.
No, you have the remnants of it. My reporter slept there in Kanilai to wait for the demonstration. There was no Standard or any other newspaper who were present. We did the publication firsthand. Then you took the remnants.
Then you probably know the demonstration was not spontaneous. It was planned.
It was planned. Absolutely. Okay. How can it just be spontaneous? How can it just be spontaneous? This is why I'm telling you. If you listen, Lamin, you will benefit. So and the people also listening, they will benefit.
The executive had nothing to do with it.
They have nothing absolutely to do
that was the initiative with APRC people.
No, it was even the Kanilai people, not only all the APRC. It was the Kanilai people that's saying no, enough is enough. Why do you have to militarize our area?
Okay, so that's one aspect the executive failed
woefully.
Woefully.
Because if President Jammeh wants to come right now, he's coming to militaries, a militarized area. Okay. And that what would that explain? It would include, killing and, fighting, which he avoided from day one to leave this country. So he's not coming back to that. He will come back to peace. So that peaceful negotiation should have been done from day one. The rest of the militants will back them 110% and put our lives to it, because President Jammeh put his life on the line of 17 coups d'etats that he survived.
So the current talks they are doing, which is too late.
It's too late, too little, too late, Lamin.
Very good, too little, too late. Amie, I
want to come back, man, Lamin. This is not good enough for me,
You come back next
You give Amie too much time, man. I wanted to talk to you. I want to deal. Next time I'm going to leave her home and I come to you, Lamin. I want to deal with you, Lamin, directly.
Amie.
Kerr Fatou.
Amie, saya kuma laba ho kala minute.
Lamin na kuma laba mo be Gambia no be kontrona. Faba kato mo njata mba kontrona ala masola si jambani njata kende ani haraji firingo ne laba ko nyima anano malan kolbe. Lamin te mangane jaw soto executive ye. Andu mangane soto moy. Amantarana intention kono. Imakenna makela ntela miroto. Bare lafta dani roaming kela wolom nyinti ko alinga murung APRC ye millong APRC to wolom number 1 kuluo respect ka keba bunya ka alpha bunya always babil man sa nyima ka ngoleti ngamra la audio non do nene link ta janne anin tombombe diamola itol executive for fangol itol le war record after nata bondi a licta itol le yake amanke ko a licte bulle itol le yake ntela jeroto andunga la diamo kono wati o wati tangot wo audio nying anata diama ko tomboye ko baro mimbe siran kangala respect aliye loi bunya.
Yes, he said the president.
Amal la fi disrespect la, amal la fi nendi rola, amal la fi horomanta yala. And since Abidjan, akawole for always ala speak kono mbeka moile. Wotoni wo Mario Funtita. Still na wo kuole be mutaringa bulo kono. Ntol mimba la pati kono ko ala ta kola ngatele kanu. Obvious life enfendi na nyanta wole tala. Nyindi ya min bebe takante nga man nafaso ntela jero to pa Modou mankela luntanti inaye nyolon ne kabirim binte nyanta sila le ya kumandi yesi e kacha baretol basa fela jana pa Modou be wuli yalla pa Modou kamin foto nyante kande ni roke
di yoni ay nit sa ñu saga.
Oh really?
Anta fa mo ngari de
I don't care.
Nendiro mandin kol ko nendiro kata dami je manka yati abodula jelo mayati
Absolutely.
Andu nendiro abuka fende da foti nyaro hani la suwo kono ini dingol bije yalo neni dingol bita nyame idingola ju ibadi lalale ite fani me dingol la judi la inata sinola e kana wol fo carrément fa respect ama ba respect tonya wulu iba tele wulu ifa tele wulu bara fanan na yo ibe tarala wol kono bari ita fanan na yo do bije fanyanta sonna la lede nyim pulan pus amam bete an tolto nkana mfango di njawol lela
Well, wala fo kan.
woton tela jero ta manya ni toli ya moy kon tol tata CRR mbe jede daka ya moy kon tolko ninke badi ya muta why not ni ya moy kon seitan ne ya pa Modou kumandi o yenta kumandi yentol mo flo be kumandi ngamillo ngami moy mbe wala folade
Exactly.
manta fania fola executive way bar sa ntenga jelo ko itol executive for doli bije ini nying ila kuol mantara nyokan so ipareta nyin kuotala ka samba wo silola andate wokla
ya mira
party o manna pour
ya mira manke nyindi ko atole harje o men soto wala Jammeh lanno men ka tolla anati pa Modou ka siarar problème o solve o man tani tolla ya mira o wo ko la hakili fenko le matina
Lamin je be nyinin kala fo ya Jammeh amar ray soto ay kolke militant sol ko na aniyo lata minna
pati di wo pati
di aya la responsibility do ci ka kay ko kare hing ye nyinde danye fama wo right soto
abanna man tade executive lol fana
be hanim jabi je ay wo right soto ko na se ku keno mi yalon ko hani fa ba ka tombo njata makalamta hanni nga korda karafela nses mo soto no banta nkae ko nsulata nyinne la sate kare nyin korda kare tanye je yafo kare ko nte kay ko lafta nyinne la nyin kenye
donc o man nyanna ku yala korda
o man nyanna ku yala korda tiyo ning atara ntela jawyate te kono alinga to nyafo nyoy yaje nyin nimman to nyafo nyoy rekatita nimman to nya bare Lamin ala baraka
ani be murana Pamodu be kandiri nyame
be Pamodu
welcome
mba kontonna mba tentula mba jeila
mbali invite la ma fola ko sibiti men kana lafta ale murdam kotake
ala man be niyo sila ni nga kende ma be nga kibar di
mal moy
bina bayri do mo iman tane famu be ala le bu
Lamin
wala mto nyata
baraka bake ngela do ko nyol
ani do
te fango anim Fatou nyadi Fatou Touré do mor lalom bare jaaja la do morol sorandu ko be talante mu jata ko
adu ko fi o minne yo
fi o man ke
afura nyaw yo minne thank you
so
very much
cameraman on konton ala baraka bake ala mal sawo kelale ala ma palaso li wala ala o mari teben kambe mo ala ma ala
carrière politico mo nyan
politico fango
ndebo ka son ka fo
molle politico ta ya tinya
abemu
bare politico man tinya sana wiya doron ne bije so onte se nyin tandiko babil mansa any pagine mindiya ta sa ko na ye dia nte ami ko ya Jammeh ne man te ko la ninte diamo na manken na nyin tati asulata minna ay call ke nyina telefono to nadia muta abanta so mol se o kalamta executive for se wolo
Amie baraka bake e hono baraji so mbey mbayde la kotake next Saturday ya fa nyame ni alay mabe
barnim bina la jali pembe tabide
no pembe nyankata wat sabila ni thank you very much well Pamodu thank you very much for coming on the brunch for your very first time, and we hoping I've already extended an invitation for next week. Really? Perhaps we will have more time to digest more details, and then I will probably leave you for 30 minutes uninterruptedly for you to.
Well, I honor the invitation. Thank you very much. Lamin, thank you to your staff as well.
I'm very happy.
Thank you for Fatou, thanking Fatou as well. And just saying APRC, just hold on tight. You know, nothing is happening, nothing is going wrong. Apart from, you know, we just the chaff from the weed have to be done. Pasuar bila, President Jammeh wohonako, and it's gonna happen. Nobody, if anybody is there in the APRC right now who is looking for their personal interest, just start packing your things and please leave, because there is no time for us to waste. We have an election to win, and we cannot win it with double standards. And honestly, this is exactly what we are working on, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is helping us. And please, if you doubting me, please doubt me for the rest of your life. But I will never lie to nobody. You know, this phone right now, if Babili asked me to go and do anything else, I will do it with, oh my gosh. Thank you very much, Lamin. Thank you guys. Maximum
well,
respect.
This has been Brunch. Thank you very much. We will be back next week, perhaps with more topics on APRC and other matters. I'm Lamin, wishing you have a good weekend.
Gamcell data, now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcell data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcell data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302 data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcell data is fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcell Yaiborom.
For all your pastry, bakery and quality food, CK Restaurant is the only place to be. We do catering for birthdays, weddings and all related services. We have all kinds of local foods, American, European and even beyond. Come and have a taste of our local juice, ebe and other services. At CK Restaurant, customer satisfaction is our priority.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.